Hi, my name is Katya and this is Girl Boss and Style podcast. In this episode, I want to talk about fashion trends for fall. To be completely honest with you, I don't remember when was the last time I actually Googled and went through the trends for fall, spring, summer, whatever. I just personally go thrifting and then I see what feels good, what looks good, and I go for it. Or I think, like many of you, I go for TikTok to find style and outfit inspiration. And I think it's very interesting how quote unquote official trends and the TikTok trends are different. So I thought it will be fun to go through the fall trends according to Vogue and see if we can thrift it. If you are listening to this podcast, maybe grab a coffee, drink lunch, and actually watch this episode because I will attach all of the pictures and photos that we're about to discuss. So let's go through trends. According to British Vogue, the article is called The Key Autumn Winter 2023 Trends to Know Now by Ellie Peters. So the first trend I want to discuss, which I personally think been around for years and years already, the great black coat. Says there is something about strictly tailored black coat that feels absolutely right again. I feel like it's been around for years and years, but I still love it. I have few thrifted cashmere black coats that I wear every winter and autumn. And I feel like this is one of the easiest thing to thrift and also one of the most sustainable because you wear it so many times. For example, I have the coats that I thrifted in Humana in Tallinn when I was in uni. So it was, I'm counting, like 6 years ago, and I still wear it to this day. Just the key thing to remember when you thrift a coat, make sure it has a wool or cashmere, and there is a lot of those coats. I still thrifted few in Kirjatuskeskus and in Punanen and Risti. Just don't go for a polyester one, simply. It's very easy to check inside tag. So let's see what coats there are here. The raw coat that is sold for £4,000, I feel is so easy to thrift that. I personally own one. I just gave it to my brother last year because it was a bit heavy for me, but I thrifted it for €10. I think it was at Fida. Yes, it must have been Fida. The Balenciaga Hourglass, okay, that wouldn't be that easy to thrift, but it's very easy to upcycle it. Just get a bit oversized coat and then add a belt on the back, or just really add two seams to get that hourglass shape. I've done it to many of my blazers, and for my small brand I used to resell snatched waist blazer when I just added the kind of corset kind of vibe on the back, that you just add few loops and then you add the string and then you tie it. So it's size adjustable, very easy to upcycle. You don't even need a sewing machine. You can make it by hand. Or if you have a sewing machine, it literally takes 4 minutes. I hope it will get now a bit more interesting. I'm sorry if the podcast start is slow. I'm just as you, looking through the trends and discovering what is going on. Just realized the perfect example, the blazer that I'm wearing right now. I made a TikTok about it, but basically I will stand up and show it to you and then I will talk, just so you can clearly hear me with a microphone. So this blazer was very oversized, and what I did is that I cut pieces from the middle until here, and then because it was so big here, I basically just added the darts, creating those kind of like 50s bra cups, and then I just cut the excess. But the point was that I took this excess fabric by creating the dart and making it more snatched in the waist. To make it more snatched on the bottom part, I simply resew the buttons, which I think the easiest thing you can do. So if the buttons used to be located like that, I made a TikTok which I think will explain it much better, but the buttons used to be located like that. Take it off and put the buttons on the places where you want them to be to create this more snatched looks. Promised you, it makes much more sense on the TikTok. And there's really so many different ways you can play with a blazer to make it hourglass, snatched waist, and any way you want it. Easiest thing to thrift and easiest thing to upcycle. Oh yeah, then I added overlock stitch around, and then I added the embroidery by hand that took me days and weeks to finish, but I just really wanted to see how it will look with a more fun addition of the beads. The next trend is classic button down white shirts. Do I even need to explain that this is extremely easy to thrift and especially upcycle? Of course, it will be a bit more difficult to thrift a button down white shirt that is goes up to the floor, but you can take two shirts and then sew them together, play with the upcycled looks. I feel like there is, honestly, as far as your imagination go. Of course, some of these looks aren't that easy to thrift. I don't think I ever seen something like this Valentina gown white shirt, which looks incredible. But again, you never know what you can thrift. I love this Balmain color. Again, you probably wouldn't be able to thrift exactly like this one, but for some reason I'm obsessed with these colors and really pointy one, really like out there colors, and I've seen many of the shirts like that at the thrift stores. I personally bought few. I think they look so sexy and sassy for some reason. Next trend is corporate. Oh my god, I love this so much because this is the easiest thing to thrift. I feel like this whole article will be easy to thrift. Sorry if it's not as entertaining as I hoped it will be, but I think it's still fun to watch. So it basically says dress for the job you want, and there is so many suits and just blazers. I love this diesel blazer and skirt, which is so different from your usual corporate look. But again, Tom Brown, easy to thrift. You go to the men's section to the blazers and that's it. You thrift the look. I absolutely love this Saint Laurent. Sorry, I probably don't pronounce it right, but this kind of pencil skirt and then this extra big shoulders blazers. I also own a suit like that. Again, easy to thrift. If you can't thrift exactly like that, you can go to the men's section, take a suit that suits you. Well, that sounded fun. And then upcycle the pants into a skirt. Again, so easy to do. There's been like a few months ago, there's been millions of TikToks how you upcycle jeans into the skirt, so you can follow the same vibe and just do it with a pantsuit. And also, I feel like those type of looks you can thrift for around 10 euros. And if you can afford, you can easily go to the atelier and ask them to make you this snatched look, and you will end up still spending less money. But first, you thrifted good for the planet, you go girl. Second of all, you will have such a unique outfit that you wouldn't see anyone else wearing, which I think is amazing. Just make sure that you're going for the cashmere, silk, wool, any of those type materials, especially if you, like me, live in Finland. Go for the wool. It's just a wool blazer keeps you so warm that is crazy. Also, I wanted to say that this Saint Laurent suit gives me very much Miranda from Sex and the City vibe. Love it. Obsessed with it. Oh, next thing, this Alexander McQueen. Again, I own two suits like that, not in that color, but very much same style. I feel personally my favorite spot to thrift suits is Punainen Risti in Esponkeskus. It has such a good variety of coordinated suits because in most of the thrift stores like oof, it's hard to find, matching pants. Well, in the Punainen Risti in Esponkeskus, they're always matching, most of them, and they're really good quality, always wool. I mean, most of the time it's wool. They're a bit more pricey, like you will get, for example, blazer for 10 euros and then pants for 10 euros, but it will be such a good quality. I love thrift there. My mom stole few blazers from me. My brother stole a few blazers from me. Oh, just don't put them to the washing machine. You can take them to the dry cleaner, or if you're on a budget, just put them in the freezer to kill the bacteria and smells. But I really like that the thrift stores in Finland doesn't smell. But yeah, you will ruin your blazer if you will put it to the washing machine. Oh, this undercover red suit is the funniest thing ever, because I've seen so many of these suits in the thrift stores. Like, it gives very much 90s. It's not for me, but some people will pull it off, and I feel it will look so cool. Balenciaga, do I even need to explain? Go and thrift it. So easy. Next big trend, which I personally think is so fun, especially for Finland, is scarf dressing. It's basically wearing a huge ass scarves, and I love this Saint Laurent one. Saint Laurent? I don't know how to say it correct, I'm sorry. It looks exactly like the Christmas blanket I thrifted a few years ago, and I saw it in a blanket department at the thrift store, and I was like, that's gonna be my scarf. It's extremely huge. It's wool. It's not very comfy to wear because it's so big, but what else do you need in Finnish winter? It makes you feel just so warm. So I'm happy to see that. I will wear it now. I just need to find it. Another thing I absolutely loved is this. I think it was, yes, Louis Vuitton scarf, which I just said it like Kris Jenner, where she says like Louis Vuitton. It's pretty much gives me Scandi or Finnish girls as soon as it gets dark outside and everyone starts knitting and crocheting beanies and scarves. This is so easy to crochet. You can also find hundreds of those type of scarves in the thrift stores. And for some reason, I really much like this outfit and the way it's styled, because I don't know, it just looks interesting, even though, sorry, no, not to offend anyone, it's like a simple, very basic beige gray type of scarf, but with this vest and these oversized pants. Love it so much. Another outfit that I became obsessed with is this Agnes Studios trench coat, and it has kind of matching scarf or a hood, which I think already in my head I'm gonna go to the thrift store and I'm gonna thrift 2 trench coats with similar colors, and I will wear one as a trench coat and then the second one as a scarf. I will try to upcycle, not to have any waste, but just to sew it in a type of a hood or huge scarf hood type of thing, and I think it will look so sick. I'm just excited to do that. The next trend they talk about is winter florals. I'm so sorry, personally I don't feel wearing florals when it's dark and muddy outside. It's just not for me, but it can be for you. So I think they talk here that it's more like a gothic type of vibe, some black clothes with some very floral flowers, prints, and so on. I think so easy to thrift, especially something like this Balenciaga dress. I don't mean that you will thrift exactly that type of shape, but that type of silhouette, sorry, but you can easily thrift something with the similar vibe. There's so many dresses like that women wore to the weddings and some corporate events, and you just again thrift it and you upcycle to give it that interesting shape and ready to go. Next trend, well, I really can't call it a trend, is Vivienne Westwood, who passed away in December, and Marc Jacobs was the first to pay tribute to her with his show. Of course, Vivienne Westwood is famous for her tartans, and honestly, I think tartans fall into category with the coats, baggy jeans, and oversized blazers as one of the easiest things to thrift, at least in Finland thrift stores, because there is always just a hanger with few of those huge tartan skirts all the time. I saw a lot in Fida, Kirjoituskeskus, basically all the thrift stores, they have it. So easy to thrift, and then again, so easy to upcycle. For example, I think this very famous, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, Chapovalowina brand, her signature skirts are so famous, and yes, you can do them at home. I don't mean that you will make exactly this one, but just play with it and find a way that works for you. I think it's also amazing skirts to have for autumn in Finland because they're also made often out of wool, so you will feel very warm in those windy ass weathers. And then again, pair it with this huge trench coat that we already thrifted with you like 10 minutes ago, right? And under the trench coat, you even can wear hourglass blazer. That's it, full on trends, but also kind of classic clothes that you can wear no matter the trend for a few years ahead. Love it. Let's continue. The next one is just called Hourglass. And what do we have here? Coats, dresses, coats, like this Gigi Hadid look from Versace or this look from Sport Max. So again, you go, you thrift, you add some strings in the back, you adjust it, boom, you have hourglass blazer, coat, dress, whatever. If you don't want to do anything, or if you're just not handy like that, buy a corset or a belt and wear it on top of a coat, on top of a blazer, and voila. For example, this Schiaparelli look, it has this huge type of belt. Moschino has corset, so easy to recreate. And again, I really like that all of those trends don't really fall into the trend category, but it's something that you can wear for many seasons ahead of you and just always keep it in your closet as a staples. That's what it called. I don't know if that's how it's called. Maybe. And finally, my favorite trend. I feel like it's again been going on for years, but now it's a bit different. It's lingerie. Lingerie. All of this sheer transparent lingerie looks like Andemilmeister. And Bottega Veneta, obviously, this squared. I love this look so much because this squared look is very much TikTok girls thrifting. Love this because I feel it's just more relatable to me. The Miu Miu micro shorts, whatever you call them, I personally a bit over them because I feel like they've been like too much, but also I just can't imagine wearing them in Finland. So I feel like this is what we just talked about. This is very trend like. I don't know how much wears you will have out of this, how often you will wear them. Will you wear them next season? I'm not sure. So this is not for me. But what I like this coach dress, easily thrifted. My God, can I tell you this story? I'm following this one Instagram. I can't remember the handle. The girl in New York, she just goes through the trashes. And a few years ago, she posted how coaches destroy all of their bags. When they're being returned, they destroy them and then they throw them away and then destroy the shoes as well so that people couldn't wear it. Instead of, upcycling them, fixing them, they just throw them away. And that was like a huge story. And now every time I see a Coach bag, I'm like, nope. And and I feel like Coach now also paid a lot of TikTok influencers to really push their products to the younger generation. And they have some really nice bags. So I feel so bad that I'm like, nope, I'm not going to shop you. But this Coach dress, very easily thrifted, absolutely. I feel like you also can thrift this type of dress, not necessarily in the lingerie department of the thrift store, but at the prom section of the thrift store. This number 21 look, love it. You just thrift 2 lingerie dresses, wear them, and you're ready to go. I feel like this trend is amazingly done by TikTok girls. There's so much inspiration here. Like a few months ago, I did a video where I did like the trend forecasting about the stockings and how I've noticed that a lot of like TikTok and influencers wear the stockings now in a more like not necessary sexy way, but just like casual way. Devon Lee Carson wore this amazing green lingerie-like dress with the stockings underneath, and it wasn't giving like overly sexy, but then it's still sexy. I don't know how to explain, but I was obsessed with this look for so long, and I think like it the best explains this. lingerie trend. Another outfit by Devon Lee Carlson, she posted on her TikTok. She wore this kind of like granny nighty dress, slightly sheer with like little white shorts. I love it so much. That's the type of lingerie I feel like is trending now. And these types of outfits, of course, so easy to thrift. I'm not even gonna say anything. But I lately became a big fan of, one second, Victoria Villarroel. You must have seen her as one of the Stasi Karinkalao's friends, and she used to be Kylie Jenner's assistant, if I'm correct. Her outfits, I am obsessed. I feel like I wish she post more outfit check. I am the biggest fan. Victoria, please post more outfit checks because I'm obsessed with her style. It's always so effortless, and I very much like that it's often vintage or thrifted. Again, so effortless. She had this white long lingerie dress, which I think she said was vintage. Victoria, please post more outfits. I just need them all for my outfit inspiration. Another trend we have in Vogue is metallics, which I think been around for so long. But yeah, make an entrance in a sequined metallic dress or an exit in a fuzzy metallic coat. Those are your evening wear choices come Christmas party season. Easiest to thrift, just go to a party to a prom section of your thrift store, and there you will find a lot of metallics 2000 prom dresses to play around. For example, this Rick Owens, again, I'm not saying you can thrift exactly that one, but something similar, 2000 prom dresses, or you will thrift the corset and then different type of a skirt and play around. So fun, so easy to do. Actually, a very good Christmas idea for sure. And that's about it. You can say whatever you want, and maybe it's not very niche, but I mean, it's not niche at all. But my style inspiration is Dua Lipa. Every time I go thrifting, I just open her Instagram because this girl is the queen of the photo dumps. That's how it's called. They're always so effortless, so organic, so natural. I just wish someone took those photos of me. And it's often so that out of the 10 photos dumped, there's like 20, 30 outfits. This girl knows how to do it. All the trends we discussed, you can also see in her feed. She's been working with an amazing stylist for some time now, and her stylist, I feel like, work around the clock. This white sheer lingerie kind of dress with stockings, obsessed. That's what we just talked about. Then she wore this white shirt, just like we discussed now, type of a long dressy vibe. She just follows all the trends. I love this silk one. Again, going back to the lingerie trend. Her stylists just know what to do. And talking about the metallic dress, I feel like she's the queen of the metallic Versace dresses. I'm not sure if this is exactly a Versace dress, but you know what I mean. You can hate her, but Kylie Jenner recently been such a style icon, and I am obsessed with this outfit where she wears a bra, corset, and a miniskirt. I just hate myself why I haven't thought about that before. It's so easy. It's just a miniskirt, corset, and a bra. And you can really thrift those type of 50s pointy bras in the thrift stores. But I love how the colors are different, and it makes it so interesting. I'm just obsessed with the Kylie's outfits nowadays. I feel like we can end up this episode by going through the TikTok girls that I found for myself this week and I think are very interesting. Oh, before that, I think we missed some trends that haven't been in that article but are all over my TikTok page. And this is buckle motorcycle boots. That's how they're called, like, you know, buckle boots. They're all over my TikTok. I feel like everyone's gonna wear them this autumn. They're gonna be in the new cowboy boots. There's just so much talks about them. I'm not sure if you can thrift them because I personally haven't seen them in the thrift stores, but I'm sure there will be all over the stores nowadays. It's personally not for me because I went through this like Tumblr girl era when I owned few of those boots, and I just can't go back. This is just too much for me. So it's not for me, but they will be so big. And motorcycle leather jackets. They've been around for so long, and I feel like they're not going anywhere because the moment I open my TikTok, they're all over there, and especially on Hailey Bieber. They're just everywhere. Again, so easy to thrift. I actually a few years ago I gave all of them for my brother, and I called him and I was like, maybe I should take one back because I feel like they're still going on. And there actually can be very interesting way to style them, so why not? So talking about the TikTok girls that I found for myself this week, I'm sorry if this podcast was all over the place or was if it was slow, or I really don't know how we'll end up because my iPad died a few times, my phone died a few times, my phone storage was full, so I don't even remember how many times I refilmed it at this point. But I hope it still will be fun. So the girls I found out interesting for myself, first of all, is Delfina. Oh my god, no one styles the baggy out oversized shorts than she does, and the blazers. There is something about her style, like you can really say this girl knows her style and so confident in her style. It's just inspiring. Love her so much. Absolutely check her TikTok out. Another girl is Natalia Spots. I've been following her for some time now. She has the vintage store in New York City. It's called Funny Pretty Thing. And Edison Ray, our best friend, shops there, obviously. Obviously, our best friend. I mean, is it even true? I don't know how do I know that. What if it's not true? But I'm sure like Edison Ray shops there. I don't know how I know this information. Anyway, Natalia, her style, oh my god. First of all, this like lingerie outfit, love it. But her style, I feel is like ultimate Sex in the City Carrie Bradshaw girl living in the New York City, have her own vintage store. Of course, her outfits are always on point, always so inspiring. Again, that's another page I'm always looking for when I'm about to go thrifting. Another TikTok girl that I just found out recently is Diana Milkanova. I think she's really good with the trends because this white button down that we just discussed, these outfits are so on point, especially this one with the blazer one. I immediately thought I need to recreate that, to have this oversized white shirt with a peaking color out of the blazer, make it immediately 100 times more interesting. Am I right? And I guess that's about it for this episode. Please let me know who are your favorite TikTok girls. Where do you find inspiration? Because I need all the inspiration I can get. And I'm really sorry if this podcast was all over the place. I'm just trying different themes, different topics, and different ways of doing podcasts. So we're learning here. Let me know what you think, what your recommendations are. Looking forward to your reviews and comments and your opinions all the time. Like few of the girls already sent me DMs telling what you think about my podcast, and that's the best thing ever. So thank you so much for listening and have a good day.